She's my lover, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Hi guys, welcome to Black Angus Reviews. I found this article and I just wanted to share it with you. It says, Bumblebee is actually this year's The Shape of Water, and cleverly subtitled Romance in Disguise. This is going to be fun. Alright, so forget everything you already think about Transformers. Bumblebee, a prequel to Michael Bay's decade-old 5-movie franchise, is actually a wonderful, tender story about love and connection between two individuals, one of whom just happens to be a transforming yellow robot from the planet Cybertron. Arriving in theaters on Friday, Bumblebee is 2018's unexpected but not unwarranted successor to last year's tender interspecies romance from Guillermo del Toro, The Shape of Water, where Del Toro finds romance between two lonely souls in a pulpy monster movie. He was inspired by the creature from the Black Lagoon. Travis Knight's Bumblebee finds romance between two souls in a science fiction coming-of-age adventure. Set decades before the events of Michael Bay's other Transformers movies, Bumblebee begins in 1980 San Francisco and focuses on a restless teenager named Charlie, played by Haley Steinfeld. She doesn't know it when she stumbles upon an old yellow Volkswagen Beetle in her friend's junkyard, but her friendship with an alien robot called B-127 is about to begin. While fixing up, Charlie soon discovers her car is alive and is in fact a refugee from the planet Cybertron. Charlie nicknames B-127 Bumblebee, and Bumblebee uses he/him pronouns. Oh my god, this is going to get good. Soon resume his mission: save Earth from two bloodthirsty Decepticons who have learned of his location. Oh, and there's Haley getting the dust knocked off her head by her interest Bumblebee. Bumblebee evokes a number of themes that, even after 5 Transformers movies, are new to the franchise. Post-war trauma and a loss of identity accompany the film's story of companionship, and however obliquely, romance, all in a tidy, family-friendly adventure with an inconsequential period setting. Alright. Bumblebee is, without hyperbole, this year's Shape of Water, though it expectedly doesn't explore the adult themes of Del Toro's story. Hasbro would have a very hard time selling those toys. It's a comparison fans seized upon as soon as the trailer was released in June, and after seeing the film, I can say those early comparisons were on the money. In Shape of Water, which won the Oscar for Best Picture in February, a lonely mute cleaning lady, Eliza, Sally Hawkins, falls for a captured fishman, played by Doug Jones, from the Amazon rainforest. After breaking him out of the research lab where she worked, she hides him in her bathtub. Soon a whirlwind affair begins between the two, othered by society. Oh yeah, see, you're already getting this keywords, buzzword, othered by society. So this is just going to get better and better, people. The triumph of the story is that love is available to all of us, no matter if we're mainstream or if we are other than, Jones told Inverse. That is something we can continue to hope for, even if we feel we're hopeless and love is past us. It's not. It's possible and plausible. While Steinfeld's Charlie doesn't fall into that sort of explicit adult love with Bee, the Bumblebee is loaded with so much transparent symbolism, it's difficult not to think of the movie primarily a romance, albeit one with space robots and cop car destruction. Bumblebee also subverts expectations by refusing to pair its female protagonist with the adorkable boy next door. Oh god, he's trying to get cute, saying adorkable. Man, this guy is a hoot. In Bumblebee, Charlie has only eyes for her car, voiced in early scenes by Dylan O'Brien of The Maze Runner and MTV's Teen Wolf. In spite of his shorter filmography than Del Toro, Knight, a filmmaker heretofore best known for Kubo and the Two Strings, has demonstrated with Bumblebee an equally adept skill for finding new stories in well-worn genres, much like his more experienced colleague. And there's Sally Hawkins with the Fishman. Sorry if it's dark. Let me brighten this up a bit for y'all. What's sad is I actually really like Shape of Water. It's kind of inverting the Beauty and the Beast story, you know, where instead of the guy becoming a human, the girl embraces something beastly in her. But yeah, a way to tie this down to degeneracy. Exploring unexpected narratives within the familiar has been Del Toro's superpower. The director has found fairy tales in a period war piece, Pan's Labyrinth, and teen sports movies in tokusatsu spectacles, Pacific Rim. Knight, whose Wikipedia begins with his rap career as Chili T. See, this is how you can tell the journalist really does his homework. He went to Wikipedia to look up Travis Knight. He does what we do, people, for like a 5-minute Google search. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's Chili T, and traces his journey to form the animation studio Leica, demonstrates a knack for this, with his varying credits in Leica Productions' Coraline as animator, Per Norman, producer, and Kubo and the Two Strings as the director. All those films are surreal reinventions of children's fairy tale that flirt with everything from New England Gothic horror to Japanese mythology. Alright, this is where it's going to get good, people. Alright, see this? See that? There's Steinfeld. It's a bit emotional. Bumblebee's a little sad. And she's holding his face. Alright, this is important. Knight and Del Toro understand in their films how romance begins. Touch. Physicality is key to understanding Bumblebee and Shape of Water, even if only one of those movies has traditional scenes of intimacy. In lieu of human on Autobot action, I'd say go to Tumblr if you want that, but you can totally read the soy in this line. Like, go to Tumblr, but oh my god. Knight relies on meaning and metaphor. It is significant that Charlie's first meeting with Bumblebee proper is when Charlie cups her hands on Bumblebee's face in the garage, see below. While Eliza and the Assets romance begins with eggs, it's not long until they bond with touch. A poke there, an embrace here, before you know it, you're at the part where they're naked and flooding the bathroom. Fabulous. Alright, see, some more, sorry, it's showing up really dark. Some more touching by Steinfeld and Bumblebee. This is important. Knight and Del Toro also play on the old war movie trope as a wounded soldier and generally coded as female nurse or healer. And healing has more thematic meaning than the literal treating of wounds. Bumblebee plays up the war trope more than Shape of Water. Charlie, a self-taught mechanic, fixes Bee, her hands deep under Bee's hood as the two look longingly at one another. Oh, God. What a fucking weirdo. Later, when Charlie unloads her emotional baggage with Bee over her father's death, the two embrace as Sam Cooke's version of Unchained Melody plays, the scene soaring to Cooke's line in the chorus, I need your love. Oh man, the soy is just seeping from this article. Clearly, Bee is a therapeutic presence for the troubled Charlie, a tender wrecking ball who smashes its way into her being. See, this is worded purposely. A tender wrecking ball who smashes its way into her being. Yeah. Hope you're still following along. This is more opaque in Shape of Water. Deep into the film, the asset begins to suffer due to prolonged exposure to oxygen. He's a fish, after all, and this kicks off a daydream by Eliza of the two dancing in a Golden Age Hollywood musical number. Just as Eliza cares for the asset and is suffering, so too does the asset's presence in Eliza's life heal her humdrum existence. There are minor but not insignificant similarities, too. Just as Elliot in 1982's E.T. feared the government would poke and prod his new friend, so too do the characters of Shape of Water and Bumblebee. Both films have a resounding anti-establishment message, depicting military men as square-jawed jingoists. I never got that. I never got the jingoism from... See, this guy clearly didn't even watch the movie. Okay, so they're comparing Michael Shannon's, truly jingoist character with John Cena, who is a military man leading his squad on training when the movie starts, and then Bumblebee, like an ass, crashes right there, injuring, possibly killing everyone, and eventually fighting the Decepticon. Everyone but Cena ends up dead, so there's a clear motive for John Cena to hate these big-ass living robots running through his training zone, killing his squadron. Alright, so clear that up. For The Shape of Water, Del Toro cast Michael Shannon, who has a prolific career playing hostile authoritarians. His sociopathic anti-bootlegger Agent Van Alden in HBO's Boardwalk Empire is a deeply underrated TV film. I need to watch that show. I like catching up on old shit like that. While the latter has John Cena, a semi-retired WWE star whose film career began in a movie literally called The Marine, before pivoted to far more entertaining, self-aware portraits of alpha men. See, alpha men. There's another key word there. See, he started in The Marine, so he's a hostile male. Bumblebee isn't a sexual movie, but it's a sensual one, like The Shape of Water. The bond between the film's heroes transcends limits of language, body, even species. But while The Shape of Water is more overtly a romance, Bumblebee only walks up to that distinction. It doesn't demand much from its audience beyond an open mind, but if you pay it closer attention, unheard of for any previous Transformers movie, you're rewarded with warmth instead of the usually empty spectacle. If you've never seen a Transformers movie, make Bumblebee your first. That was word. Alright, so that is that article. The middle part had a good amount of soy. Let's go back just so you can find this guy. So it's on Inverse, right here, Inverse. And the author was Eric Franciscos. Came out on the 21st of 2018. I think that was the release date of Bumblebee. And I want to show you a brief smidgen from Fatherly, who I just found because I was looking up Bumblebee romance. Apparently this is a big thing to write about. So I'm not going to cover the whole thing. It gives you 5 points of how Bumblebee is a rom-com, and it shows you tropes. And so the key one I want to talk about, if it'll scroll up, is rom-com trope number 3, falling in love. Where'd it go? Okay, so they try to say, oh, it's like Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams in The Notebook. It's beautiful to watch. And 2 quick things to address here. The first one doesn't really matter. Just talking about the black kid that she doesn't really show any interest in. But number 2 is really good. All right, so to be clear, Charlie and Bumblebee never actually kiss or do anything of that nature, primarily because it's not entirely clear how that would work logistically, and partially because the world isn't ready for a true human-robot love story. But true love isn't defined by a kiss. It's clear how these two feel about each other the moment Charlie tenderly caresses Bumblebee's face in the garage. If that ain't love, we don't know what is. Moving on! Oh man, it's really hard to keep up the soy. But yeah, I saw this, and it's weird. I didn't know this is a thing. This is like the new shipping that they're trying to do with Bumblebee. It's weird, you know? I could see if you're getting off to, Transformer on Transformer or something. I wish I had the picture up, but I really wanted to cover this because it's just more degeneracy, like Uncle E covers all the time with the SJW Horde. I saw a picture recently, some of you on my Twitter have already seen it, the one of the famous kid drag queens or whatever, took a picture with a naked fucking drag queen adult, just like standing behind them, and the kid's like holding bags and posing with them, and everyone thinks this is fine. It's like, what the fuck is happening? So yeah, it's shit like this. It's like fatherly.com that's promoting this degeneracy, this grotesque shipping. It's illogical. Let me know if you've come across any funny articles and you want me to read it in a soy voice. I'll be happy to. I'll just need a little preparation. I hope you enjoyed this intro, and yeah, be sure to check me out on Twitter if you haven't already, at Angus Reviews. And my friends, you can find all of them through the moderator who moderates the Fandom Collective Twitter, at Fandom Collective without an E. I'm Black Angus. Thank you for joining me for this high soy content. Hey, want to follow me on Twitter? I'm at Angus Reviews. Let me know what I should cover next. See you there.